Yes. Okay. Make sure we're set up as best I can here. Okay.
Oh, you didn't know what was in your hair?
No, I just felt it on my woman's hairs.
Okay. That should be awesome. Are we ready? Set, squirrel. That's not how that goes. Squirrel. All right. So, and I am going to try and do the screen recording of this. I've got it so that hopefully it won't cut out in the middle. Real quick. So basically, this computer is being used to run this camera, and then I've got it on my. Okay. I just trying to be above board so that everybody knows it's happening. So if we end up, does anyone have a problem going? Well, that's a lot of fruit snacks that you downed in like 8 minutes. So maybe a little, maybe a little bit. You should feel a little judged. I feel like it's healthy if we add a little bit of social reinforcement. That's a lot of, anyways.
I'll take less in the future.
No, I don't care. I'm more concerned about your gut health. Let's go here. So anyways, as I was saying, I know technically we're listed to stop at 7 for this event. I don't have a problem going long, especially if are we making a habit of starting at 5? Is that what's the time that's good for you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone have a problem going longer than 7? I got home and my wife's like, "Oh, you guys aren't there till 8," and that just means that I could have been here till 8. So that's how I take that, right, Liala? All right. Yeah. See, she agrees. All right, we're getting started now. You guys. So we're gonna start with your kind of first evening, as you're all kind of bunking up, and the Duke. Give us the full name, just so it's fun.
Oh, here, I'll also put in what this out. His Eminence, the good Duke Sir Winston Goldman XIII, the Golden Sovereign of Cathorn Palace.
Yes, so the Duke, Duke Winston, you receive in your mind another message. I need a detailed update. If you could be near your companions for this, I'm going to be scrying. Don't resist.
As you wish, my liege.
Okay. And so you feel a bit of magical energy kind of tug at the back of your mind. Does anyone have like true seeing or anything as part of their class or anything like that? Okay. I just want to make sure because there's a high level going on here. And, I don't know if anyone innately has, I can see invisible things. So I just want to make sure
the pseudo dragon has blind sight up to 10 feet around me, and I share that sight.
I don't think it would trigger this, so we're fine.
Not. I mean, okay. It would be actual invisibility.
Okay. So with that, you can decide you can decide how you do this. But so you're being told that he's going to want an update, and he'll give you like 30 seconds basically to prepare. And then you feel that magical energy tug, and you're used to talking and communicating with him like this. And so there's a presence because you're used to how this works. So with that in mind, give your master an update. This is the equivalent of a recap in character. So, okay, ready, set, go.
Well, yes. I arrived shortly on the ship you designated shortly after your message. I was one of the first of my companions to arrive. I met the ship's pseudo-captain, I suppose. Her name was Persephone Miracle. She was a warlord. I also met Groth, the first mate's bugbear. Shortly after, I first of my companions arrived, beginning with.
Okay, there are
Who showed up first?
short dragons at least.
Oh yeah.
There are 2
Well,
gentlemen.
technically, one of the companions, the inverse, this plague doctor-looking fellow, was already on board, apparently helping construct the ship. You got the right Dex? Or Jackie technically.
Yes.
Technically,
You did. You did.
Shortly later, the first the third of our little troop arrived. Is a pink tiefling with their pet pseudo dragon. Shortly after that, the next two arrived. David, what race are you again? Elegant? Okay. Elegant fellow with one of the shiniest suits of armor I've ever seen. And accompanied by Elwyn, a half elf with short black hair. And then finally, as we were about to soon depart, the final member of our troop showed up. Giblet Bite-Size, Goblin Cleric.
That was your name.
After we had all met and introduced each other, I suppose, we hired the rest of our crew. We ended up hiring Ron, who was in charge of this little group of goblins, and Elvira, who was in charge of a little group of elves. And after that, I suppose we set sail for the Ethereal plane.
Okay. Cool. And so you all. So where would be like the optimal space? Would you see this as like you're sitting at your desk?
Yes.
So the rest of you who are, as you are kind of getting settled into bunks or kind of establishing your bunk space, are like wandering around behind him as he's like facing the wall, the back wall of this cabin room you're in, at his desk, and he's just kind of talking out loud about the last few hours of you guys' time together. That's where we'll start for now.
And first, I guess, pays no mind and just continues looking around. Boy, Chrome Dome, you gonna keep monologuing or is it time for bed?
I'm journaling.
Yeah.
I'd like to keep a journal of what's been going on.
Okay.
I hope you all don't mind. I like to talk about that.
If you say so. Keep it down a bit.
My apologies.
This is why I picked my book flowers.
Hurtful.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that.
So, after you all kind of get settled in, Sephi will kind of come down and just have a moment with you. We have two. Oh wait, no, she's country. Sorry. We've got. So here's the deal. We've got two options here for us to travel to, and I just want a little feedback so I can tell Groth which direction to point the ship, basically. And travel's a little different here on the Ethereal plane. We basically get anywhere we want to go in 24 hours, assuming we're not interrupted or some sort of crazy time storm happens. But it's complicated, but it can throw off the travel a bit. But what we do know is there is I have two options for you on where we could start. I figured I'd let you all choose since you're the one who's, doing a lot of the stepping off of the ship. I'll do most of the on the ship things. But so here's the deal. So we know of, to try and help us figure out what's going on with these soul stones, for lack of a better term, or soul gem sounds so much like Skyrim. I don't want to do it. Sephi does not say. But as we try and figure out the as we attempt to better understand the phenomena that's been reported, we can go and glean a little more information from a floating temple of Lathander that it has been established out here on the ethereal plane in hopes or attempts to protect said souls. Lathander's a god of the morning and all that fun stuff, so seems to care about these things. Alternatively, we could go to a place, so we can go to that temple of Lathander and talk to a cleric over there, or we could travel to one of the floating ends of the ethereal plane. They're all recently established, kind of sort of a sight to see, honestly. But this one is called the Banshee's Nightmare. And it could be a little more rough and tumble, as most of the ends out here on the ethereal plane are. But those are our two. We got leads in both directions. Which would you rather go to first?
I'm sure the temple could give us knowledge about what we need to
dwarf blacksmith and
Alright,
I don't disagree. Agree. Has a bunch of
I
different
mean, I guess you guys feel like listening to priests preach all day.
I'm going to get into a bar fight.
What can I say? May be true, may not be.
I do have a place to find equipment.
Oh, yes, sir.
Things we
Is the temple, I'm worried about our friend here, is the temple consecrated against undead or?
That's such a good question. I have never been there, so I couldn't tell you for sure. Could be an interesting phenomenon.
we leave him outside. We might like a horse.
Or a small child. Wait, no, they don't stay alone. What am I saying? Right.
Small child.
Yeah, you leave small children
Yeah,
outside
small
of the
children
temple.
you leave outside of the
Does that mean we have
temple.
to leave Giblet?
Oh.
Disrespectful.
Rough. Them's fighting words. No.
But you make a
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah.
I do think we'll get to do both in theory at some point. So we can hit the temple now. Worst case scenario, he stays outside.
Certainly, assuming we don't die ahead of time along the way. Yeah, totally. We might get to do both. The hope is, certainly with all of your wonderful strengths and whatnot, that we wouldn't die, of course. Right. That's true. And some of us have already been through that particular experience. Am I right?
Yeah.
No, imagine when you're talking.
Oh, old age. He lived to a ripe old age. He had a good life. He was golden. Yeah. All his problems came after he
Are you
died.
talking about yourself in the third person? No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, was that like in character?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I died of old age. I lived a happy life. Yeah.
Well, was it agreed then the temple or
Yes, I believe the temple.
All right, I'll let Groth know. I'll listen for any sort of bells that would be an indicator that we're approaching something that we're not sure of, and I might want your input. The ethereal plane is unpredictable for a variety of reasons. So just to be clear, things have been changing, as I mentioned last time. Groth may have mentioned it too. He likes to usually give his little safety speech. But the short of it is that we could have, we have visibility issues, which creates challenges even for good-sized airships like ourselves. We can only see, in most cases, about 1,000 feet out, as opposed to what you might see in a normal material plane situation. You can see for miles as long as there's no clouds. But the way the ethereal plane works is we get about 1,000 feet of visibility unless something strange happens. So that means we don't have a whole lot of reaction time. And as you know, the distance on the ship's equipping is suboptimal currently, but we would love to look for places to upgrade that. Perhaps you all could help depending on what skills you have. Who knows? But we're all in this together, and we have a benefactor who has sponsored the airship as is. Anything beyond that, you all will have to help me on. I'm here basically as a storer of knowledge and communicator to and representative of the Radiant Citadel and the various patrons of this airship. But we can see it as I'm a live-in representative here with you, but you are considered not owners is wrong, but we could call it a group ownership here, barring major catastrophes or threats upon people's lives. How's that sound? So you don't attempt to kill me or take my stuff, which some of you have tried to do on accident, I believe, or maybe you just were coming to say hi. I apologize for any damage to your persons, but do know that I care a lot about my privacy and whatnot. No, okay. With what was that?
That is understandable.
Awesome. So with that, we're sailing for the temple. Listen for any sounds. Aside from that, you're welcome to stay down here. I think we left a couple, like a deck of cards, or maybe you guys can just sit here and Rochambeau all day. Whatever you want to do, I'll let you decide. But most of the cabin is for most of the ship is for you're welcome to wander about, except for my quarters. And of course, you do have your. You're welcome to, as part of the chain of command, to go and inspect your troops that you hired, and their cabins are adjacent, of course. With that, I'll bid you adieu, as they say in other fancier places. And so, with that, your bronze top-hatted little Miss Monopoly. If you saw it, did anybody see the clip, the character art I put in? Yeah, it just kind of clunks off.
I want to go check in on the goblins and the elves, see how they're settling in.
Okay. Anybody going in with him?
No shit.
Okay. Who's going? So where are you going first?
Checking on that goblins. I like the
Okay.
goblins.
So
They're fun.
actually let's roll a d4. Goblins are 1 and 2. Elves are 3 and 4 to see which one has the middle cabin versus the far cabin.
I got a 1.
Okay, so goblins are in the middle. Elves are the furthest from you on the other side. So just to make sure I have that locked in. What was that? Is that what's going on? Oh, that's right. Yes. I mean, that could work. Would you guys like to do that real quick while he's wandering through the next room? Okay. Are we doing it with D20s or with your arms across the table here? Actually, let's do this. Roll, and then you can role play what the rolls come out
Don't
as.
worry, I'm sure I hardly will have to. Oz and I have probably about the same strength score.
Okay.
Oh, yep. I got 3. I got an 18.
Okay. So so reach across the table and let's do this.
I'm sure this will go well.
So 18 versus 3. You just
3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. I got power. I said
does your hair spark like those little science machines?
Yes. You're considerably stronger than you look. Oh my goodness. I think it's some rabbit. Very good. I'm impressed with your shirt.
Giblet.
I'm sure it'll serve as a great boost.
This isn't
to our
Old
party.
Yeller. Okay. With that, so good arm wrestle. So the two of you are going to go inspect troops. So as you go into the goblins' quarters, they didn't carry a lot on. They have literally like the traditional like stick and knapsack situation going on, and they've tossed that up. You see them kind of getting bunked. There was brawn plus 5 is what it was, and so as you walk in, all of these goblins are tall 4 goblins, so they're about 4 feet tall, and they all are fairly muscular. I can't remember did I share those pictures too? I don't think I did of the goblins. Okay, so I was having a hard time. So, but as you walk in, they do feel fairly stocky, and each of them has just a slightly different kind of beard, extra long beard shape. Or cut, and one or two of them are balding, and a couple of them have different hairstyles. So there's between the 6 of them. Braun is completely bald and has a long beard, and his beard is gray, like salt and pepper, basically. But you can see them kind of getting settled in their bunks and slapping each other on the back and like, "Yo, we got a job, man." You know? So.
I'm imagining just like super beefy wide goblins.
Yes, it's about this tall.
Okay. Ron, I hope you're settling in well, you and your entourage.
Oh yeah, We're good. We're good. We're good. We're happy to have a job, and we're looking forward to this. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah, very good. I just wanted to come and check, make sure you're settling in okay.
Oh, certainly happy to be here. And if you as you look at their beds, it is like scaled down. Like you guys have fully solid bunks. There, I think I said these beds kind of look like they flip up and down, so they've kind of pulled down the and these they're like flip down beds. So it's just like not full trundle per se, but yeah.
Have they put any like decorations up in the room or?
Let's see. They haven't had a whole lot of time, but we'll say as they're kind of getting settled in, you'll see one of the young ones, younger looking ones, will pull out one of his earrings and just like hang it from a loose tie on the edge of the mattress, and that yeah.
Oh,
And watch your step. Please, trust me. Don't twist your silly ankles or anything. I've had
Sounds
way
like
too
they'll
many
be
of
able
those
to do a pretty good
shoes
job,
and
just making sure you're all getting in.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other questions for us? I know that was a quick interview, and I understand if you want to know a little more now that you hired us, or what would you like us? How would you like us to get started? We're pretty fresh right now, so.
I think once you settle in, just report upstairs and keep an eye on things.
Okay. All right. We'll do that. You hear that, guys? Yeah, we got it. Yeah, let's do this.
It's like a football team running 4 games.
Yeah. Though you might think more rugby than football, just for this for the texture of this group. So yeah, they're a little more rugby than football.
I'm gonna make my way up.
Rugby's more of the British, right?
Yeah, and so you mean texturally?
How are they different,
Okay.
like aesthetically?
So the kind of traditional American football might be more of like the American football uses a lot more padding. Rugby is more of like we'll skull crack and we're fine with that. Like we play and so there's a little bit more of a. So it's not just like captain of the football team bravado. It's like captain of the football team bravado with a guy who will crack his skull against yours.
Yeah.
So there's a little more grit with rugby. That's my best interpretation of this. So.
Like Deathball from Warhammer? It's like that, basically.
I'm sorry. I should have used a more appropriate
Yeah.
cultural context.
Deadpool.
Sorry. All right. Yeah. So.
What's that? Oh,
Deathball.
Deathball.
Yeah. Warhammer. Yeah. Sorry.
I suppose we go, magic
Magic
football.
football. Now we're talking.
Imagine. Wait. What is it?
That was the sport from Hohenheim's magical school from my one shot.
Oh, okay.
Where the students regularly die, so they have a level 20
Sure.
cleric every 10 feet to,
Yeah.
to catch true resurrection.
Yes. Let's do that.
Alright. Yeah. Suppose we'll head on over to the elves.
Okay. You walk in to where the elves are, and they have they've almost created, like, they've put up a few more decorations. They've almost managed to somehow filigree, or hang things that make it look like their beds are filigreed, so a little more posh in here. And they've got very silken blankets that they've laid up on the beds, even though these are cots. And you see that two of them are kind of meditating in a corner. But these are, just as a reminder, these are all Lithe elves, and they wear a black leather outfit. I think you've got equipment hanging for them to kind of get chainmail, which they'll probably put on once they're on duty, that kind of thing. Yeah, and so you see the leader, and that was Elvira. Was that right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Elvira Egravoth. That's what it was. And so she's it's good to see you. Is there something you need from us?
We were just coming to check in, make sure you were getting settled.
Certainly. I think we've managed to make our accommodations sufficient. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I like your style. Yeah.
What? Gold? What?
Yes, once you completed settling in and getting
I'm
everything
listening.
together, would.
Oh, we're almost here. So supposedly the person's out there. Who was Braden? Will you run? Will you run over to campus police to? Well, we can't see. Actually, we'll wait and see if this guy actually tries to walk it in, or not.
Where he's going though?
It says Library 104 on the. It says meet them at Lib 104, but usually we end up having to have them go to the. He's got his little backpack on, and I don't have a confirmation, so yeah. All right.
You hear a squeal.
Sorry,
You're good.
he's not in the room anyways.
Okay.
I'll just do this and keep an eye on it. So yes, well, thank you very much. We're those. We do have a certain amount of taste. Even as we travel the world, we like to feel a certain way. We like our quarters to have a sense of home to it.
I agree. Yes. Once you finish settling in and decorating, I suppose, if you would begin to head up deck and watch, keep an eye out on things.
Oh, certainly. Okay. So we are in the library. Actually, hold on. I'm sending.
Yes.
Braden to meet you by the police building, if that helps.
Your character can tell this seems like a baby
Can't believe I've won any
shape changer of
no,
some
I can't believe I've won
And
that.
your character
Failed so many.
remembers, what kind of classes are you
Finally met a little noodle armed.
Oh yeah, no, Oz is
She
extremely
noodle armed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Oz is
Okay,
extremely
your
routine.
character remembers in like
They're like
the
the
library
8-minute timer started. I didn't know Uber Eats did that.
minutes and a
imagine like
strange
old
thing
weed.
about baby minutes.
Yeah. Fancy weed though.
I started fancy all day.
All right. So supposedly, I'm assuming that that's been officially stopped because Braden picked it up. Okay. So, that's not the right voice for this character. I was watching Psych yesterday, and at one, this is our fourth time through it, and we're letting our two older daughters watch it for the first time, and it's twice as much fun hearing them giggle when he does something completely silly. But yesterday, he told Gustin to do like, okay, I need you to say that like in a Jamaican accent, and so I'm like, oh, it was terrible and great at the same time, but I'm like, I gotta find a way to work that in somewhere.
That's been on my watch list.
Yeah.
I think I told you
Yeah, you
guys.
told me
Yeah.
about it. And I put it on my watch list. I mean,
Yeah, it's
the spelling bee banana scene, right?
banana. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I've seen the first 2 seasons. And
I've
I've
seen
seen all
one
of it
episode.
multiple times. My ADHD just gets in the way.
Of which part?
I've seen the first 2 seasons, but then my ADHD will forget about a show and then find another show.
I
and
see.
Then delay.
That's how I am
Yeah.
with video games.
I've seen Psych so many times through. I love it so much.
See, my ADHD makes me hyper focused, so I don't want to go to another show until I finish that
See,
one.
I do that, but
So,
then like I do that with like random shows.
yeah.
So,
Dragon.
what does Blush do?
Mm.
I liked it. Okay, so you guys check in with the troops. They both affirm, and so it's a slightly more calm atmosphere of affirmation or of confirmation that they'll get to work. All right. As they agree to, so this one, everyone, all the others sort of like nod slowly and purposefully, making eye contact, except for the two meditating. So you've chosen. These are the ones you've chosen. Whether that has long-term repercussions will be very interesting. So yes. So you kind of travel back through the goblin bunks. Okay, so there's that. So what is? I don't want to say zombie boy. Hold on. I'm like, I have it inverse, right? I have it written down. Sorry. Yeah, we're good. All right. So yes, inverse. What is What are you doing as they kind of travel about and these two arm wrestle?
He just is not in his right mind right now. He just goes over to his workbench and starts staring at it.
Okay.
He really has nothing to do.
And do you have your workbench kind of down in the cabin, or do you have it up on deck?
I have it in the corner of the cabin.
Okay, so you kind of have it. So it's like there's a tiny space for like a mahogany desk, and your kind of workstation is kind of at the end here.
Actually,
You guys,
I was gonna say, can my desk be like right in the middle so everyone has to like scoot by to? Okay.
no one in their right mind would put a desk there. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, I think if so, here's what would happen. If you would try
no, it would get moved.
you would try and set it there, and then Groth would come down and be like, "What?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here? Get this out of the middle, you guys."
I just imagine he's gonna move
That's
it back to
gross.
the middle one day, and like one of us is just gonna be like,
As it's
I'll
in
run
the dark,
into it
yeah.
Face first. Just
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, you're probably the right height to get a concussion from the corner.
I hope you
no.
You have to put like the little like bumpers.
They learn after a while.
I'll put the lock on I'll put the lock on the fridge for you, like, that way you don't accidentally fall in and get frozen.
Okay, so let's. I guess we'll pause here and everybody grab food.
It's not a good idea, yeah.
Food's
I
here.
started doing it, so I decided to do it.
I guess you guys could.
Can I can't remember if there's a way to. I have to either let it roll or stop it, and I don't want to stop it. I'm just gonna let it roll.
Yeah, you just skip
Meow, meow. How dare you? And I was very much tempted to build the cardboard prototype for our airship. I almost did, and then
Cool.
so it's on my plans to at least get a rough version. But depending on how long, which hopefully I hope this goes long enough where it makes sense to do a nice one. But I may do a prototype just to throw them together and see what happens.
We did that when we had a pirate ship campaign. We had a laser cut model for it.
See, now I feel like no matter what I come up with, it's gonna be crappy. So, no. I'm kidding. But I'm gonna try I'm gonna try prototyping it. I haven't done it before, so it'll be fun. Though in thinking about the dimensions, I realized, wow, this is a big airship, but it's not gonna feel like it's not gonna take up a whole lot of the table either, because it's roughly like 10 livable feet wide and then 40 livable feet long, I think, which is big for a ship, I feel like. But as far as models go, it feels like when I was looking at it in squares, it feels small. And I'm like, that's not how I wanted this to feel. So we'll see what happens. It may just have a lot of beefy bulwarks work. I don't know.
And seems disappointed, but your character
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
already got land and water vehicles. I feel like I gotta complete the trifecta.
So
master of all ships.
if you have those two already, I would say actually, airship in the ethereal plane is slightly different because it's not just directionally based. Actually, we'll save that for when it can happen in game. I don't want to just start telling it because it's more fun. But yes, we'll just say that it is slightly different than even the material plane airships. But in a material plane airship, if you had those two, I probably wouldn't require another added one. I'd probably just let you use your, because if you've got so, or I'd at least let you do half proficiency maybe. Okay, so as you all eat, so. Did you have anything you wanted to do? Your character would be kind of doing just their arm wrestling. The other two left. He's staring off into space at where his tools are kind of hung on the wall.
I went up to deck just to
Okay, cool. So you go up to deck. Again, this atmosphere is one of, if you look down, it gets darker and darker and darker. If you look up, it gets lighter and lighter and lighter. And if
It's like an empty Minecraft world.
a little bit, actually, that's not too far off, except that it's denser. It's like, it's the reason it gets lighter is because you can tell it's not as dense, and the reason it gets darker is there's something about it gets denser. And as you look down, you can see at the very depths of your vision, it becomes a swirl, and so you can tell that there's a smoky swirl down there. So yeah, it's one of those. And as you look off into the distance, it's interesting because as you look up, you can actually see further as you look up. So it's one of those, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So I can't think of another way to describe it except that if you have a fire and the smoke dissipates as it goes up, it's like it's heavy smoke here, but it's light smoke there. That's kind of what the ethereal plane looks like, and there's no sun. There's just kind of this gray ambient light. So as you look up, or as you kind of go up to the deck, you can kind of see out in all directions, and you can see that a couple of the goblins have come up and they're kind of checking out the crossbows. A couple of the elves have gone up to take a look at the where the elementals are kept and kind of look at they're inspecting the pipes and tubes and things that deal with heat and airflow. So they're up on like the very top deck on one of those little stubs. I should know the official nautical term, but I don't. So yeah. So yeah, with that, one second. And I'm gonna mute this now.
You would hit one of the spirits.
Actually, if you really want to know, if you ask out loud, then is that your in-character response?
No, that's just me. It's just like,
Okay.
I wonder what's gonna happen.
So I will say then, what they say may or may not be true. But as players, they may not know exactly how it works. But if your character's curious, you could try and see what happens. Or you could also, we could say you could make, it would be history or religion or nature. Either one of those would get you something if you wanted to make one of those checks. I meant to.
Could I do one of
Surely
those?
I can help.
Yeah, could I do actually a history check?
If she said it out loud.
Okay.
Did you say it out loud?
Alright, I'll say it out loud.
Okay, so she's so Giblet at the end of the arm wrestling is suddenly it strikes her. Oh, so say it in character for us.
Yeah, you're not even there.
Is there like windows where we are, or like can we see? That, like,
We'll say there are little portholes with just a little bit of like you just get a little bit of that gray ambient light shed through. Which also, if you don't have dark vision, you might want to consider how you're going to light your cabin for more than just a teeny bit of
I do have.
shadow. Like moonlight, it's like moonlight level without a primary source.
Pseudo dragon is dark vision.
Like-
I
Do
have dark vision.
religions get dark vision?
Yes, they're elves.
I
Yeah.
think all of us have dark
Yep.
vision.
So you ask out loud.
So I go to like I run to like one of the
I didn't know
parties
there
and I like like a kid at a aquarium and he goes up and like looks at it and everything and I look over it and I'm like I wonder what happened if you just dropped a rock. And I'll do religion.
Okay.
You got a 15 history.
Okay.
I got a 11.
Okay.
Just one of
Can,
the
oh, I'm not there.
You're not. You know, we could say that between the arm wrestling, that you walk in as she muses. So sure, let's see what happens.
20.
Okay.
Unnatural.
And which kind of check?
History.
Okay, so you two both had history? Okay. So we'll start with your religion check. As you kind of peruse, it strikes you that that the ethereal plane is supposed to be connected to spirits, right? And spirit and travel after post life or whatever, after death situation. And as part of that, you think it's also they're supposed to it's literally their souls are traveling, and so you think if you dropped it, does a rock an 11 only gets you to the place of musing a slightly further would they feel it if a rock hit them?
We'll just go through them. That makes me more curious.
Yeah. For the two of you with history, with a 15, what's your character's name again? Oz. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have that here. I'm sorry. So let me just. I gotta remember to read my notes. Okay. So Oz, with a 15, might remember about the ethereal plane in her studies of as she tried to search out power and everything like that and secrets of the unknown. That there is something about the ethereal plane where movement's supposed to be a little different. And you're not sure how that affects gravity, but you are on an airship, and you know that the Radiant Citadel was floating in space. So those facts are kind of floating around the back of your head. With your 20, what was your total?
20.
Oh, because you have
It
no.
was a dirty 20.
Oh, okay. So with a 20, you think if someone dropped a rock over the side of the ship, it might not drop at the same speed because the ethereal plane does work differently. So the same thing she remembered, but one step beyond. You're like going actually. So with a natural or with a dirty 20, you're like, actually, I remember kicking a pebble one time, and it fell over the edge, and it it just kind of went. So it was almost so the logistics here out of game mechanics here are that basically if you fall at the rate of the feather fall spell is how we're going to run it. So if someone falls off the ship, they don't fall at the traditional fall speed of like 500 feet as every round, every 6 seconds in D&D. Instead, it's you fall at the rate of feather fall. That being said, if you all remember when you rolled for this particular ship, your ship is equipped with 10 Featherfall tokens. So then what does Featherfall, the spell, do if people are falling at Featherfall rates? So just to toss that out there as a little fun world building nugget. But your history leads you to go, I kicked a pebble once and it just kind of slow fell. So you enter in, whether you say that out loud,
If you were to say if you would fall off the ship, you would fall at a slower rate than you would on the material plane, almost as if under the feather fall spell.
I knew that.
I knew that.
I totally remembered that. Yeah.
No, I obviously knew that too. I could have told you that.
But you didn't.
Yes.
I could have.
But you didn't.
See, I arm wrestle with you again. I didn't mean it. I'll arm wrestle with you again. I'll probably lose, but goodness. Oh, I see.
So as your top deck, Brayden, or as your character is known, Dave, Id. As Dave's top deck, you all travel for a little bit of time, and you can see that the goblins are kind of looking for things to do, and Groth will come up and kind of give them a basic initiation and like, look, here's your duties. Actually, if Groth does it, it would be something like, now look, we got things that you got to do here, all right? Now you have primary duties and you got secondary duties, all right? And he's like telling this to the goblins, and then the elves will come up, and you two come here. And like 2 of the elves come over, and he's like, listen, all right, we got some things I need you to do. We don't have traditional things. So you hear him kind of go into this, like, we don't need to swab the deck, but we can't keep it clean. We always keep it nice, right? What we do need to make sure is that the crossbows are well oiled, and whatever you do, don't hit that switch on those elementals, right? That's how we stay afloat. And he's like, we need to, but we do want to make sure. And he goes, here, let me show you how the basics of how this works, so people don't break stuff. We might need you to do something from time to time. And so he starts going through this training protocol of like, here's how the airship works. Here's how the elementals work. Here's how, like, most of them are like, yeah, we get crossbows. And he's like, here's how you make sure that the stuff, that this is all in order. Now you guys need to make sure that there's always plenty of crossbow bolts up here next to the crossbow and keep it stocked. And so he's kind of going through that training. And so he'll do that with a couple of the goblins. After an hour, another 1 or 2 cycle through, he kind of starts it back over. And then he's like, oh, when the third group shows up, he's like, really, guys, you couldn't all come at once? It's like, it's on me. I should have called you, just done a whole ship thing. Oh. So that sort of thing is kind of happening in the background as you're kind of, so as you look out in the etherealness of all of this, like how's your character responding to like the gray, and like what does it make you think about?
Compared to everything that I've seen, this is the most peaceful I've ever been.
It is very quiet. It is like there's no birds, and there's not like a rustling of leaves. It's almost like you can't even hear the rush of wind. It's yeah.
It's a little like unnerving for me. It's almost putting me on edge.
Okay.
It's like I'm used to just having to listen for everything. Like now that I can't hear
It's like,
Where is
it's like sound chamber. Okay. So that's why. So and it's almost like Groth and anyone talking. It's almost like their voices are just that much louder because of it. Okay. Cool. So. As you all travel, so we'll kind of do a quick thing here. So as you all travel, you know, you guys get a chance to rest or meditate. I imagine so.
I can hear
I can't win at arm wrestling. I can't arm wrestle you, Mr. Frodo, but
What's your strength?
I can carry you. Yeah. What was that?
My strength. Yeah, want to see 16. Okay, yeah. I mean, I have a strength score of 8.
Yeah.
I can
He's,
barely carry you. It's like a piggyback ride, and I help a little bit. Like a large toddler.
Whoa! Whoa! He's just, yeah, his character's just staring off in the corner. I'm smarter than all you guys. It's like, as she's like asking you to. Okay. Oh no, that's Napoleon. Dynamite. So at some point you all, like, whether you're bored or you want to know what fresh air is, or you all get a chance to meditate and rest, or you end up all on the top deck. Things are everybody's kind of doing what they've been trained to do, practicing with different things, different equipment and pieces like that to make sure that the ship's directed. And Groth will be talking to the two others who are his kind of second mates. They're separate from your crew a little bit. So he'll be talking to them about direction and making sure that they're focusing on the temple. And as you all do, you have a moment where it's almost like the reaction people get when they're on a cruise and a pod of dolphins shows up. As 3 20-foot long... What was that?
That's like 5 of me. Well,
Yes.
You're not even a tall goblin. More than 5 of me.
I want to make sure.
No, I'm 3 feet.
I want to make sure I don't miss the size here. You're 3.5 feet, right?
No, I think I'm just 3 feet.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
small.
Yeah, goblins are usually about 3.
That's like 7 of me-ish. 6 and 2 thirds.
Intelligence. Let me just make sure I don't.
6, 7.
I just don't want to mess up the size here. Yeah. Hold on. So, okay. So these are. It's okay. In this instance, this isn't your first encounter. But I will show you the picture. I guess unless you want to make it. Hi, CJ. What up? So you see 3 of these. These are aberrations. Traditionally, yeah. So you see aboleths. 3 of these swimming, kind of swirling off about 500 feet in the distance. So you see these worm-like creatures. They are large, so they're probably in the, which usually would put them at somewhere between like 12 and 15. But for the sake of the worm-like essence that they are, they're 20 feet long and about 4 feet thick at the widest part. So you're welcome to spectate and listen in here, or you can jump in on that game if you want. Okay. Cool. That's good to see you, buddy. Yeah. So you have it's this moment as they come up through the black gray mist swirling below, and they kind of travel and swirl about. Again, they're about 500 feet off the ship, off the side of the ship, and you all can see them like swimming as a family of aboleths of 3 together. There's clearly one smaller that's like a child aboleth. So this is all
Terrifyingly adorable.
in the extreme sense of both words. Yes, very much so. Both terrifying and strangely adorable.
Inverse just doesn't notice. He seems to be stumbling about as if in a daze or something.
Inverse does, you said?
He doesn't notice. My character doesn't notice.
Okay. Cool. So this,
You
Yeah.
see over the edge.
Oh.
I'm on my tippy toes.
It's right there. On her tippy toes is literally probably the height of the side. Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
We could always get you a step shot if needed.
I don't need no steps.
We're just offered. No offense intended.
Shall you use the step stool?
Wow. Was that Braden or was that no? Or was that Dave?
Little column A,
Bit of
little column B.
So from periodically you'll have weird moments like that where in the distance something will appear, and Groth will from time to time with the aboleths he'll shout out, "Stay quiet, everybody get quiet real quick. Now this is pretty cool." Like he gets all tour guidey. So look, guys, he's like these can be nasty if we actually have to encounter them. One of the reasons airships gotta be so big like this is for things like that. See, they keep their distance when they see us. But man, they can be nasty, but from far away like this, it's kinda cool when you say, like, check out. Like, those are things that in the real world, usually they have to be in water. Now here, they just, for some reason, they're able to go in and out of the ethereal plane. Crazy. Yeah, yeah.
Psionic projection.
What is it?
My theory is something along the lines of psionic projection.
Interesting.
Aboleths are known for
So if you wanted, you could roll a. I don't think it would be nature if they are aberrations.
Arcana.
It would probably be Arcana or religion. Yeah.
I want to use my knowledge of a past life skill as a reborn.
Okay. Remind me what that is. Okay, you add a d6 for Arcana. You said.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
+15 +9, 24.
Okay. So yeah. Yoink. So yes, just as a bit of context. So it was history or Arcana?
It was Arcana.
Okay, so it wouldn't be focused on that. Give me a sec. So something weird about aberrations that it's kind of Arcana related is for some reason the way they work magically is they have flawless memories and they tend to pass on their knowledge and experience from generation to generation. So their minds are often treasure troves of ancient lore. They tend to plot patiently and intricately across eons. With that on the Arcana, you know that that one thing aboleths can do is target a creature it can see and cause them to become magically charmed using their enslave ability. And so the aboleth usually, they're magically charmed by the aboleth until the aboleth dies or until it is on a different plane of existence from the target. The charm target's under the aboleth's control and can't take reactions, and the aboleth and the target can communicate telepathically with each other over distances. So that's just, I think with an Arcana check, that would be the information you would remember about. I love that. Please post that in the chat. And please put that in Discord. That's amazing. Did you see it? Oh my gosh. So yeah. It's
My
amazing.
character sort of starts to summarize this information and then trails off.
So you guys hear him kind of randomly starting to mumble about the enslaving part and about the place where it says something about when you're not on the other plane you could not be enslaved. Blah, blah. He kind of trails off and does a little squiggly.
Kind of take a step away where he's talking about enslavement.
I kind of just like. Not at all protected by this.
One of
I
those.
was talking about aboleths.
Go back on my tippy
This
toes.
isn't a classroom setting. I don't know why we have. Oh, they're right there. I can see them.
Yeah. Nice. So, so they will come through and Just making sure. Nobody wants to do anything while they're there. Just checking.
Oh wait, just looking at the
My
other-
character gets his bearings because he does not have much memory of whenever he was iffy.
Okay. His bearings are he's on the deck of a ship, and basically everything beyond that is kind of gray, with some black swirly mist below.
Okay.
But you see the Zeppelin balloon piece up above, which you've worked on substantially. That whole thing. Okay.
Take myself towards one of the mounted crossbows, not like be ready to shoot, but just right there next to it in case
Okay.
we need to get on it and
Sure. Okay.
You know, I'm thinking I walk to that one crossbow where I have the bolt and I tied the rope to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit and just post up over there.
Okay. Do you have proficiency with light crossbows?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Shoot the avalanche?
Just checking.
No.
It's just okay. I just want to check.
You know, just so they can't stick them
Okay. Roll a history check, but add your proficiency bonus on this crossbow. For lack of better, that was the coolest looking thing. Is you using that plate as a dice box?
This is 12 and then my proficiency bonus?
Yeah.
So I got, so that's 16.
Okay, so these crossbows look a little worn, but you can tell that they are well oiled and they do seem to be in good working order. Yeah, so just little things.
by these as light crossbows.
I think it was light crossbow. I don't think it was heavy.
Screw that. I'm gonna take out my own heavy crossbow. Not just in case. Hey, I will never strike first.
Food?
Okay? This is in case they strike first.
You don't start anything.
I
You just
understand.
finish it.
Good. I'm glad to hear
I
that.
barely slept.
I give like a.
That's an improvement.
You have a weak will, man. You finish you off.
CJ.
See, there's got some problems. I had an assignment in history. I had to read like 6 other papers and then compile them into one paper. I've never appreciated like the amount of how hard it is to read.
Oh, you're
Like
it's
beginner writing. I don't know if these people care that much about the
Yeah.
assignment.
Yeah.
It was something.
Okay. So
What'd you say?
I wasn't sure if you guys were still in character or not.
I missed that.
Oh.
This is like a character trying to hold back.
Make a Constitution saving throw as you try to hold back laughter.
Alright, let's see it. Oh, another 12, and then with 7, that's 19.
That's enough. You got it. Yeah, it was good. I could have made a deception check, but that was more fun. But I like it. So yeah, okay, cool. So that happens, and from time to time, you guys will see flashes in the distance, almost too far to see, and then it'll go away, of just like some weird light, and something you may even see from time to time something like float down and then flash out again, things like that. Who are you asking?
He just says that was
Can I roll like a history check to see if like that is normal? Like, have I read about?
Yes, you can try.
6 plus 10, 16.
Okay. With a 16 on this particular check with history, not a whole lot that you can think of at the distance it's at. Like, not a lot of experience as far as that goes. Maybe. What would you like to try? Well, how would your character? So, how would your character respond?
Also history.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I think actually history would still be
Better
like that.
history.
Okay.
Could I try to take not really
I guess I could do
closer look,
Arcana.
but a more detailed look at the lights that are flashing?
So, what are you thinking? Investigation? It's hard to do an investigation. You could do perception. You could do insight. Or I guess tell me what you think your character would lean toward here. Like, what are they trying to figure out?
Just focus on looking at it and just see if I can see
He's
anything
gonna
else.
squint.
Okay, so do perception. Do
There's
perception.
like a spyglass on the ship that
Spyglass.
You could go ask Groth.
Alright, yeah, I'll do that. I'll
Okay.
ask Roth and just ask spyglass.
Okay, so are you?
I could do history or Arcana. Those will be the only two.
Okay, which one would you like to do?
Okay. Your character.
What would your character do? Okay.
History, but better.
Okay.
Any opportunity to show you.
It's very odd that it would.
And
16.
That's-
We read the same books.
um,
Exact same.
you're having a hard time remembering much of what, like, from the distance. You don't have enough here to really trigger memories of study in this moment. You go to Groth and ask for a spyglass. What, you don't got your own supplies? You're going to be on an airship and you come and get all my stuff?
Expensive.
Hours to prepare.
We'd have to pool our gold to buy one. That's how expensive stuff
All right, roll a percentile die because I hadn't decided whether he has one, and we'll say he's got a 25% chance, so 0 to 25.
Thousands of gold.
80.
No. He's like, that would totally make sense, except we're in the ethereal plane. We can't see anything anyways, so why are we going to waste the money on that? Have you seen the crossbows? These are light crossbows. Wouldn't we want to use money for that if we were going to blah, 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 blah. And he just goes on verbal processing.
Flashes of light are only in the distance. They're not like around us.
Roll a percentile die check. 20% chance it shows up within 100 feet. Whoa. Not in this moment.
Okay.
And it's not like constantly, it's like every like half hour or something like that might flash. So it's like it takes a little bit of you guys kind of hanging out to notice it as you're traveling.
I'll stab you with a nice one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I
Okay. Make a for timing the flashes. That's, we could say some either insight or investigation. Yeah. You just don't get the. I appreciated your effort there. That was good. It was a good option.
5.
What's the, man? I have so many cartoons in my head.
Oh yeah, no, it is a 5.
Okay, so have you seen the movie Bolt? So yeah, when the cat's like, is it a long story? Like you're like sitting there and it's like it's taking a while.
Yeah.
You're like, I can't. So it's like, and then I got a little bored and like that's kind of
Yeah.
to get so no, you kind of like you can't focus that long. What do you got?
With advantage, I got I rolled a 1 and then I hit a 3.
There's something happening out there, guys. Something happening here.
You actually,
Do I have it? Where? Who? Sure, if you want to go for it. So you're trying to. So what you want to say is, Max, can I play with your Rubik's cube?
Yeah.
In a completely. He wants to. He'd like to play with your Rubik's cube.
yeah, it's not your character.
Duke Winston Goldman.
The Duke. All right, so Tempest Cleric.
You added,
Sorry, Giblet.
Yeah. Or I also added,
Meadow, what kind of check would you try and do? I like everybody trying what fits their character. So what would you do?
the golden sovereign of King Horn Palace.
let's
is
see.
what I added today.
I would probably use that one today. Do a perception check, but use my eyes as the
So interestingly enough, like I don't know if you guys, so if you do this in front of your eyes, you can actually get a little bit more focus. Like if you create a little pinpoint, like people have done this where they put like a pinpoint hole in paper instead of glasses. It's interesting. So I won't give you advantage, but you can have a +2 bonus here because it just feels right. So perception with a +2 because of that.
Okay, way blurrier than with my glasses for some
15.
reason.
I got a 15.
You see that when these flashes happen, it does seem like shapes. You can see shapes fall, not colors. It's still at a distance, and before it was almost like there was a blob. You can make out that it with a 15 perception, augmented perception, they seem like some of those seem like living creatures. One or like you saw one, and it almost looked like it had legs.
Okay.
All right, cool. So you continue to travel. at some point, Groth comes up to you guys, and I actually want to get the Radiant Citadel book so I don't mess this one up. One sec.
You guys get your fortune cookies? Mine is your contributions to your community can be felt near and
Where are we
far. And
I don't remember.
Curse of Strahd, I think they were doing when we got our fortune cookies, they're gonna apply to campaign.
Okay. Okay.
I got half of it is my Instagram handle. Work hard, be nice.
Nice.
That's a boring one.
So I don't know if you guys have heard about this thing. Like I think Steffi might have mentioned like a storm or something. Like just so you know, like one thing we want to be on the watch for that would be a big deal because we would have to do our best to change direction quickly, which is hard to do when we're traveling based on kind of will and intent, which is how ethereal plane travel works around these parts. So we had to so just we want to be aware. If you guys see anything, there's this thing called the keening gloom that happens on the ethereal plane. It tends to be over by the Radiant Citadel, but just beyond the light of the Citadel, there's this massive ethereal cyclone. And supposedly nothing that enters the cyclone's ever seen again. And I heard rumors.
We could be the first to be seen again. No.
Now, I heard rumors that it has an endless howl that strikes terror in the hearts of many adventurers. How they would know that and never be seen again, maybe they turned fast enough. But just so you guys know, if you see something that you might describe as a keening gloom, you might want to let us know as fast as possible. I'm just saying, okay? So if you're down below deck and you see it through the porthole, run up here as fast as you can. Or if you got one of those magic brain things where you can talk into other people's minds, I'd love that. All right. And that's all you get from Groth. Okay, so after a bit, though, something strange does appear on the horizon. Oh, what do we got here, guys? Guys, you see this coming up? And emerging about at that 1,000-foot distance, you do see a shining ball of white that seems to have these little. I'm trying to figure out how to describe it at that distance. It's not like a full storm, but whatever it is, it looks like a lumpy sphere in the distance, and every now and then it seems like electricity arcs around the sphere, right? So you're about 1,000 feet out. Gross Lake. I don't know what that thing is out here because I'm not sure what this is. So I just need you guys to be on guard. I'm gonna see if I can get my buddies to shift us a little bit so that we're not heading straight at it. But it might be. But we can see what we can do. What would you like to do? Everybody's fresh, yeah. Because you guys had a chance to get settled in and do that. So yeah, you've been traveling for enough hours for it to count as a long rest. For anyone. Okay. What does that do for you?
It changes my face set abilities, but other than that,
Your what?
my face set, my teleportation.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I can always teleport, but depending on season, I get stuff affected. I was in summer. Now I'm in spring.
What's spring?
Instead of teleporting myself, I have the option to teleport someone who's affected.
Oh, nice. Cool. And is it like a Misty Step or is it teleport?
This is pretty much like a Misty Step.
Okay. Cool.
As I would describe it as. But yeah, like, you notice
Visible changes.
Misty Step is like more of a wand than a wall.
It's only 30 feet versus like 500 for Dimension Door or
my hair.
a long ways for teleport.
Green is summer, if not a little bit like fresher looking.
Okay.
Not flowers, flower buds.
Cool. Good to see you, man. Thanks for hanging out.
Oh my god.
Yes. CJ's like that. Have fun, buddy.
Bye.
We're gonna immediately mess it
Yeah, I'm doing
That's
that
fine.
right now.
That's okay. That's all good.
up. Wow, okay.
Yeah, he's good. He's good at that sort of thing.
That's the fun of it.
Okay, so as you travel close, so you see this lumpy spherical object in the distance that seems to be staying afloat, and it does seem to have these from a distance it starts arcing lightning around. It almost looks like with the gray around it, like a cue ball that's been electrified. But so what would you do as this thing comes close?
Start theorizing about its potential properties.
Okay. And how would you go about doing that? Are you
Just studying the lightning, how powerful it looks.
Okay.
I see any patterns that might imply sentience. If I've heard of anything like this in like extensive research.
Okay. So that would be a history or arcana check because it'd be intelligence based.
I was gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, that was my
because
thought as well.
Have I ever read about this?
Okay. So if anyone who wants to do history, they can.
I'm gonna do history, but better.
Let's see. 24.
Okay.
History, but worse.
In combination with anyone doing a history check, make a perception check too to see how good you can actually take in information to compare to history. So you got to perceive first.
Use my zero dragon's perception.
Okay.
I forgot.
Did
Yes.
you want, which one did you want? 11?
If perception, if you're wanting to do anything with it, that's not. Yeah. Okay. So who perceptions were what?
11.
What was your perception? Okay,
My pseudo dragon is staring out into space and not at all looking at yours.
that's right.
18.
Okay. Okay. Are you? What are you up to?
So, I'll roll perception.
I mean, you don't have to. No pressure. No pressure to perceive.
15.
Okay. So for those, so we'll work our way up from a 6. There's a cue ball with electricity around it.
Technically, my passive is.
Yeah, that's different. No, that's okay. That's different. Yeah, no, that's not how that. It's passive's like, did you notice? This is like more detail. This is a more detailed
Oh, so
perception
I'm
check.
actually looking. So I'm looking for stuff then.
Yeah, so you're like you're notified that it's there, and you're trying to like squint at it and like, what is that?
Would that be investigation though?
You can't investigate this far away, so it's with so that's the hard part here. So yeah, we'll figure it. We'll work it out. But in this case, I'm ruling perception. Oh, good, thanks. No, I'm glad. Thank you. Still. So she sees a cue ball with electricity. The 11s, you see that, but as you look, the lumps seem to move a little bit. As you get closer, it's close. You guys have closed to about 800 feet now. And as it gets closer, you rolled a what?
18.
And you rolled a 20?
20 for perception.
Okay, so for those who did 18 on the perception, so that's you, you can see that there are, as it gets closer, it's not quite, it's about the size of your ship, but it's round. But you're gauging the distance, and you can see that there are creatures, there seem to be some sort of creatures moving around. With a 20, was it dirty you said? With your 20 perception, those creatures seem to have a blue and white, transparent almost look to them. And I mean, you're looking and it's like from 800 feet, they look like that big, but you can't see enough to be like, and it's almost like they have, the electricity jumps from one creature to the other with your 20. For those of you doing history checks, so that was, what was yours?
I think it was 14 or 13.
That sounds about right.
24.
Don't bother.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
I didn't
On
know.
your history?
I
All
don't
right,
think
and
I
do
had
you
noticed
say any
that
of what you're
before.
seeing out loud?
Not yet.
Okay, so you're keeping that to yourself. So,
I wouldn't have seen enough to think about it anyway.
history check. With what you guys see, to you guys with who had the 11 on the perception, and yours was a 20 what on history? So to you it reminds you almost like a lumpy piece of cotton from far away, or like a dumpling that's been not cooked yet. But because your perception's hard, like you can't really think about much beyond what you're seeing. Because you're just not getting enough information about it. as you look at it, you're perceiving the same stuff, but it's triggering different memories for you. And so for you, it almost looks like a piece of cotton. And the way the electricity moves around it is almost when if you light cotton on fire, but if it weren't consumed. That's kind of what it feels like to you. What was yours?
Natural 20, 25.
On history?
Yes.
In your battles, along with, name your character again? Elwyn. So as you and Elwyn have traveled and done mercenary work, from time to time you've been called to clear nests in forests of that involved like egg sacs of spiders and like clusters of these. And so with your solid perception and what you're seeing here, this looks like a massive egg sac, like spider sac, or clustering of spider sacs. And the things, and your history goes,
So what do your characters want to do now?
those are like, and you notice one of the like at the very last, or not at the last moment, but as you're thinking about this, in a moment, one of the spiders seems to go out of phase and appear at a different place and go into phase, and then spark electricity.
As soon as you said spider sack, I'm like,
Ah,
this here.
So yes,
Are you telling us?
Face spiders.
Very spiders.
Yep.
Helmsman, bring us up out.
All the spiders. Would I know
They
they
can
can
teleport.
teleport?
say again.
He said they can teleport. I said, what would I know what these are? Now that I've heard you.
So if he says phase spiders, you can make a, well, I guess it could go with your history check, but that was a 13 or 14. If you want to make a nature check separate, then that's fine too. And I am trying to find, where, is it not in the monster manual? I thought that's where it
These
was.
spiders are in the monster manual. They are just in the.
It's in the weird-
spider.
Okay, I was like, why
I
am I
know.
not?
I hate how the
The
monster.
monster manual is sort of so weird.
The DM guide isn't much better either, but yeah, okay, cool.
I'm
cool.
14.
It's like, if you want to
With a 14,
I know they exist.
and actually, roll a survival check for Groth, as he and the other two tried to steer an 11. So, okay. Not amazing, but not terrible. So they're trying to veer so that you're not heading kind of straight at it, but it is closing. It's at 700 and then 600 feet, and he's trying to turn it, and he's doing an okay job so far with the help of his other two guys. I can do the alphabet. There it is.
Groth survival, right? Does Groth have a good plus survival?
Oh, that's a good point. Yes. 1 sec. Let me check. Oh my gosh. SPI. There's SPH. That should be right here.
Yeah, no, I don't have to.
Actually, no. I don't see it there. Okay, fine. I have to do this one.
I can
Do.
use the pseudo dragon's perception, but that's the only wisdom stat I can use off of the pseudo dragon.
What do you prefer?
First, let me see. Where did I put that? Oh, I thought that's where that was.
history, insight, perception, persuasion.
Oh, that's, is that it?
And sorry, what was the last one?
Survival.
I think you just said spider. That's what I got.
I am proficient in spider.
There's those
Wait
spiders
for
that
it.
control the spiders.
With spiders.
Yeah. And with the sentence.
So Groths, where are you, Groth?
Yeah.
At least we have something.
Those are my numbers.
I like the idea, like you're like, oh gosh, we're about to do something, and everybody just starts, I'm good at this, I'm good at this. Like everyone's like, we're a team, I promise we're a team. So his survival is based on wisdom, right?
Call us a team.
And, oh yeah, he would be +4 on that actually. So what did you roll again? 11. So he got a 15. So they're doing okay. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate somebody saying that. And then before I forget, here, all right, so the best version of those goblin fighters, this was the best I could get GPT to come up with. In case you guys were wondering what your goblin folk look like, it's kind of like that minus the big dude. Not the big dude, that was why I didn't share it. But like all of them are about the same size and kind of the varieties you see there. So yeah, okay. So it was doing okay, but it wasn't doing everything I asked it to, so I didn't share that yet.
Common.
That's what I was looking for.
Mastermind road.
So like,
I
okay.
have common, infernal, primordial, and undercommon.
Hey, look at the numbers you speak of. Let's go.
Face spider.
Was good friends with the tiefling. I'm gonna put all the emphasis on
That's
was
right,
and
you
was.
did say you knew a tiefling.
Yes.
And I said, I'm sure they were great.
And then I went and guild artist.
Okay. What was your nature check on the face spider again? What was your?
It was 14. Yeah, 14.
Okay. So basic, as he says, phase spider, you get this. You remember that a phase spider possesses the magical ability to phase in and out of the ethereal plane. It seems to appear out of nowhere and quickly vanish after attacking. It moves back and forth and teleports between the ethereal and material plane from time to time. Yeah. So that's the basics of a phase spider.
Alright. These guys can phase in and out of existence. We need to act quickly and decisively. Does anyone know fireball here?
I know sacred flame.
That is extremely sad. I love fireballs.
I think sacred flame is
That won't wipe
technically
out
not
the
quite
entire
the
colony.
It doesn't even do
fire,
fire
but I know, but it has flame in the name.
I should do. Oh, we can do that later.
And you have anything big mass destruction style, or is that just
Well,
not
of course,
use?
but
Why would you use mass destruction and not pick fireball? It's a classic.
Not that kind of magic.
I mean, you can always ask one of the elves. These guys eat.
I was gonna say, if you really do want to just nuke them out of existence,
Brute force can take down a lot of stuff sometimes, but not with the skeleton key, my friend.
Those kisses, like when you shake a hand.
Yeah,
with
those
someone.
are-
I made one. He can make you one.
I want one.
You have a problem with magic?
I want to make a hand buzzer.
Hand buzzer.
I want a hand buzzer.
Oh, like shocking your
Yeah,
hand buzzer.
I want a hand buzzer.
Knowledge base is
I feel
so-
like my character
We use
would have
knowledge
that.
two different ways.
Okay. So you're continuing to travel. Are you guys prepping? What do you got?
I want to go see how what's his name? Garth?
Groth?
Is
Groth?
how he's faring about trying to turn the ship.
So the way this works is he's got his two second mates, and there's a little bit they can do as they're kind of you hear him telling them he's giving directions, like trying to whisper clear things. Actually, make an insight check. This is a little odd. So the thing you can see you see him whispering or talking to them like right in their ear, and he's making a little bit of adjustments on these levers.
I got a 6.
Okay, so he's up on the top deck, and you know he's whispering into their ears, and he seems to be describing something with a 6 for insight, and then you can see him making he's trying to make these like calculated adjustments to the air of the heat and the air balance in the Zeppelin. So that's with a 6. That's kind of what you get. He's whispering description. All right. Anyone else? Going once,
I'm going
going
to
twice.
toss him a potion I made. Say, do you want this? It'll help my combat.
Do you mind telling me what it is exactly? I don't-
Sure. Made it myself. Experiment. I'm still not 100% sure what it does. It's in the experimental phase.
Can you tell me what it is? Sure. I don't know what it does.
But it induces boldness in the, like bravery. Out of character, it's going to give you +1d4 to attack rolls and saving throws for a minute.
I
Nice.
thought you said it gives you boldness.
No!
Welcome to male pattern baldness. For 1 minute. Okay. Do you accept?
I'll keep it handy just in case.
It takes an action to drink. Here. Can we change that?
Oh yeah,
I don't like it. But it takes an action to drink potions. Do you do bonus actions or do you do actions?
So
'Cause I've heard
I'm
you-
fine with kind of this what's kind of a standard house rule of giving a potion to someone else as an action, taking a potion yourself as a bonus action.
Okay, because I'm going to preemptively give it to him before combat.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You have this potion. Do you have this? Yeah. Okay. If he, yeah, we're good.
I think it also gives you temporary.
There was a sentence in there somewhere. How many? Yeah, look it up. Make sure you have the description so that we follow those mechanics correctly. All right. Jackie, make another survival check for Groth. So roll a d20 and we'll add 4 to it. Okay, so he's doing really well. That's good. So what that means is, did we figure out? Well, I'm like camera. As I stood up. Oh, that awkward moment. All right, let me just remind myself how big this mat is. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1, 10?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So with the whole edge to edge, the mat is about 120 feet. All right. So we might not have to engage too far, but let me just confirm the stats on these guys real fast. Make sure.
Did you tell us that it was an egg sac, or did you just say they were phase spiders?
He just said phase spiders.
Oh yeah.
So we might think they're like full-grown phase spiders.
They might be.
I guess they could be, but if they're in an egg sac, they'd probably be.
I mean, we can see them pretty well from like.
So
No, you can see
they're-
it really
they're-
well. I'm looking out in the other direction.
So as it comes closer, you get more and more a picture of lumpy cluster of large spider eggs. Yeah. Okay. So he's been doing well on navigation. He's managed to make you rise up above them a little bit, and he's given you a clearance of about 300 feet. He's hoping to stay that far or further away. So that you can see that the ship is starting to turn. Ethereal travel is kind of a little weird. But for now, it looks like you guys are about 300 feet away from this thing, and that's the course.
Where are Ron and Elvira?
So the ones who were up on deck, I think there were 3 kind of on duty from each group, because you didn't tell them like one always or like switch off all goblins or all. So you have 3 elves and 3 goblins on deck. All right, and Braun is up there, and Elvira is not. I used the super die on that one. That was fun. I don't use that one that often, so that was cool. Kind of had a moment.
Take out one of my potion vials that I used to cast Firebolt because I'm not using it to cast Firebolt yet. I'm just saying I'm preemptively pulling it out and start shaking it to get ready.
Okay, so what's for fireball or firebolt? Okay, so you have a potion that you can use to.
Since I'm an artificer, I use my spellcasting is my tools.
Okay.
And so I basically just create little inventions.
I gotcha. So your flavoring of it is to say that these are okay.
It's
I
all
gotcha.
flavor, no practical effects.
Okay, I gotcha. I just want to make sure I wasn't misunderstanding potion. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
And
you have a tincture or concoction of some kind. Yeah. Okay. Just to
And
make a
it's
distinction.
Fizz like soda almost, and it's glowing.
That's fun. So your equivalent of preparing a spell.
Yes.
Okay.
Preemptively casting mage armor on myself.
Okay.
Smart idea.
Yeah.
What does your mage armor look like?
So basically, like Oz just kind of like for a brief moment, there's like a little like pink glow, and then you have to squint to really notice like the slight shimmer of like the mage armor. But other than that, unless you're casting like detect magic, you probably wouldn't notice.
Okay, cool. So just kind of a slight pink glow
Yes.
appears around you. Sounds good? All right.
Impressive.
Very cool.
What can I say? I have matrix. Maybe not fireballs, but some others.
All right. Anything else? So you guys, so you traveled for about 30 seconds to a minute at that range of 300 feet. Who hasn't rolled a? Meadow, will you roll a percentile die for us? And there's an 80% chance of this next thing happening. So 0 to 80.
77.
So close. So as you're moving, Groth and the second maids have turned the ship and start traveling and kind of maintain that 300-foot distance. And then those you guys are watching, you see the skittering of these phase spiders as now the whole egg sac seems to be floating towards you. Ethereal travel's different. So basically, they decided. So you had an 80% chance that they decided to follow you, and to do that, they have to work as like a hive of sorts. To go, we're moving and we're moving and we're moving, and the egg sac starts to move towards you. That's basically how. That's probably more than I should have given you. So that was an overshare. But players, it's fun to know, right? All right. So that's what happened there. And there may be something else that happens that I won't explain, but here. So they seem to travel with you.
We're above them though, right?
So he's got you probably about 100 feet above them. So the maintaining 300 feet was at first you were here, and he's managed to rise as he tried to turn. So yeah.
And the phase spiders are
And that it seems to be trailing after you. Let's do this. So Garen and Max both roll d20s. One is for Groth and one is for the spiders to see, or for the airship and the spider. Sorry, you're Groth and the airship, and you're the spiders.
19.
roll. 10.
Okay. So Groth manage to continue keeping his 2 second mates focused, and you gain some distance on them, even though they're traveling with you. So they don't close the distance. They're still 300 feet away. All right. Cool. Do you guys have anything that hits at 300 feet?
No.
Okay. I will say, so I was going to say, there is a disadvantage crossbow distance, right?
Yeah.
I got like crossbow.
So if you've got the information, so I don't have to look it up, that's fine.
I've got heavy, but
I'm trying to remember I think it's 150 and 600 and then 200 and 800. Is that right?
Something like, I thought it was like 320, but that might be above.
You're probably right, actually. That sounds closer to correct.
crossbow is 320. 8320.
Say it again.
8320 for
80 short range, 320.
For a light crossbow?
yes.
Okay, it's 80 and 320. Okay.
Heavy is 104.
Thank you. Okay, cool. All right. So the light crossbows. So you're within range with disadvantage for the light crossbows, and there is a bit of it. Well, yeah. So and there is a bit of advantage because you're in the ethereal plane, and as far advantage, not true advantage. Would you all order the goblins and elves to fire if they get a shot at disadvantage?
I don't want
applies to angry
to. I don't want to provoke these spiders any more than we need to.
You want to wait?
There's a chance they'll just lose.
They'll just chew off.
Alright. We'll wait and see.
Unless someone thinks differently.
Okay, so you're like wait and see, guys. Wait and see. Okay.
Can I do a human nature check to see if these spiders would attack us preemptively?
Sure.
I mean, they're floating towards us.
But based on do they seem in predatory pattern? Is kind of with this pursuit that they're in? Okay. What'd you get? You're not 100% sure, but they are moving towards you, and that's all you know. That's what you know.
And the other one seems very not dead, but
I think it's safe to say that because why else would they move towards us? They're not intelligent, wanting to strike up a conversation. I have killed many before.
When's the last time you spoke to a phase spider? Or
Okay.
spider at all?
When's the last time you did?
I haven't. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Ben and Braden, roll your roll d20s. You've got Groth in the airship. You've got the spiders.
Also 13.
Yours is plus 4. What are theirs?
Plus 10.
Don't tell me that.
So it's still 17 to 13 because their wisdom 0 and survival's wisdom based, right? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
so now
Okay.
it will
So
have it on.
okay. So you've managed to Groth continues to gain on them a little bit. They're now at 320 feet away instead of 300, roughly. Like for the sake of mechanics, I'm giving the specifics. You guys gauge that he's gained. He's made some distance, but they're still in pursuit. All right. Anything else you want to do at this point? Okay. So another 30 seconds goes by of airship travel. Yep.
Okay. In terms of direction of airship to position of spider ball,
Mm-hmm.
where's that at? Like behind us on the side?
So he's tried to turn so that they're on the side and visible if you do need to fire, and he's kind of trying to continue to travel
Okay, so they're
at
kind
that
of
angle.
behind to the side.
Immediately goes out.
Yes.
And Ash just,
Well, I'm gonna try to be in the closest corner of the ship.
away
To
from where
Okay.
that beast
I'll be in the farthest corner of the ship. I
and
don't
the
know what
other
you guys are doing.
wolf, and the sorry.
Run away.
And
Okay,
a
30 more
wolf
seconds of travel go by.
injury way.
So, Garen and Jackie, let's let you do contested rolls again. Jackie's got Groth.
I'll be the spiders
Do
again.
you
Mhm.
have any bonus actions?
Is this what kind of roll
Are we
is
counting
this?
Survival. What?
Are
But
we
I
counting full
mean,
dice?
what?
As
kind
long as
of-
it's visible, yeah.
Alright.
If it was readable, what is it?
It's 9.
Okay. Jackie, what was yours? You want it to be low unless you don't.
Reaching for combat.
But this is an ability check, right?
What did you roll? It's not your. No, it's not
I'm
your
doing
character.
anything with it.
It's
Yeah,
Groth's
so
character.
I rolled a 1.
Can you not use your portrait
Groth
to teach
sold.
people?
No, because I don't think so.
So this is just a straight. This is a roll for Groth, not your character. So
Well, but yeah.
it's still it's a natural 1 + 4, so it's a 5.
Wait, can I see him though?
So you're.
Can I see Groth?
Yes.
I can check. He rolled a 19.
Portents?
Divination
I can
first.
use my.
You have to call it before it rolls.
No, I don't.
I'm
No,
pretty
'cause
sure
that's the
Port
point.
has to-
Portent dice is you can use it to change the. You don't have. So I think you have to use it before you.
Max
use
is
it.
looking it up for us.
Yeah.
We're gonna hate it. Divination wizards
Okay.
aren't.
Yeah.
I don't mind. No, I don't mind. I just want to make sure because I thought you had to call it before you
So
rolled
I have
it.
it copied here from the book. It's starting at 2nd level. When
Okay.
you choose this school, glimpses of the future, press in on your awareness. When you finish a long rest, roll 2d20s. I rolled a 19 and a 1.
Okay.
Record the numbers rolled. You can replace any attack roll, saving throw, or ability check made by you or a creature you can see
Okay.
with one of these foretelling rolls. So
You can replace. Okay, it says replace, which infers that you would have already rolled it. What do you have?
You must choose to do so before the roll.
Okay, that's what I was remembering.
Replace the roll. Sorry.
oh, it is before the roll.
That's
Okay.
weird though.
Yeah, because I thought it was
You
you
re-
do it before.
so
you
you-
do the
you're
results,
saying-
but you could use it.
Yeah. So you
That's
you had
fine.
it is a so you have to call
Okay.
that you're doing it.
I always thought it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I
You know
thought
what?
it was you
I
did
thought it was like the
results.
lucky feat. Where
I'll so because for the sake of this being our first time, roll a percentile die, and if it's below 60, you have your way, and if it's above 40, we go rules as read or written.
Above 40 and below 60.
So below 60 is positive to her. So I see what I did there. 60 or below, and you get your way. You have a 60%. We'll go with that, just because I want to give.
Yeah, alright, can you use my portrait dice for this?
No, that's not the that's not the same. No. All right, cool. So
Either way.
what is it?
63.
It's still 63.
Yeah,
Okay,
I need-
we got up to 60 either way.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So there it is. So we learned there. That's okay.
Yeah, I thought it was just before you knew the results, but after the roll.
Yeah. So we had a 5 versus a 9. So so for the sake of texture, as you go to move as far as you can away from these spiders, you're like going up to that top level where Groth and the elemental stuff is all equipment up there, and you actually bump Groth and the 2 second mates, and it kind of knocks their concentration off a bit, and so Groth is like, he looks around, he kind of gets a little grumpy, and he goes back to like, he's like trying to tell them very specific descriptions is what you hear him doing. He's like giving very specific, like trying to create a visual in their mind of a place that's like in a very specific direction. So yeah. All right, so you guys do lose. So you see that he kind of slows down, or it's almost his height's based on the element on the other stuff. So there seems to be a moment of shuddering as the ship doesn't move as well as it could. Okay, so anything else you want to do? Seeing that kind of, do you do anything having bumped into them up there?
I don't want to apologize because I feel like it might distract me even more.
Okay, good.
Never
I'm gonna keep
apologize.
going.
Okay. So another 30 seconds goes by. So Max and Meadow. And left means left is Groth. Groth, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, 6.
4.
Okay.
Plus, so you get 10? All right, he starts making some ground again. All right. We'll do, okay, so that was now
Okay.
3
Roll.
rolls that Groth won out of 4, right? Which also means 3 that they lost. All right. Ben, roll percentile die. There's a 40% chance that this next thing happens. So 0 to 40.
28.
Okay.
I don't want to.
I was about to send a warning shot, man.
Okay.
Second.
So Braden, roll a d12.
You see the spider dragon?
Okay. That's the
You
end
see
of
the spider
yours.
dragon meme?
So now
It
it
was
moves
like
on
this
to
8-year-old
yours.
describing
Okay.
dragon spider
And,
legs.
As you look,
you're still within
as you
5
look,
feet.
the egg sac of phase spiders
Oh yeah. You're within
disappears
the amount.
and appears 50 feet, 5 times 10,
So
closer to you
you're gonna take
after about 30 seconds.
Alright, I'm shooting.
because you're still within 5 feet.
So they're now at 260 feet.
Aren't you gonna have disadvantage on that though?
Yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing.
Alright.
Do you tell the goblins and elves to shoot with you?
Do you want me to modify your bow real quick before we do so?
Are you aiming for the spiders or is
What
it
do
a
you
warding shot?
talk me through the
I've got
mechanics?
Artificer Infusion. Sorry. I should-
How long do those take? Are they actions, bonus actions? What are they?
I will check.
I think it's
And
a
now
short
you
rest.
can.
Oh, it's a short rest? Josh,
I might just be lying low. I love.
Misinformation.
Yeah, I love spreading misinformation in person and in online.
Oh, when you finish a long rest.
Are you gonna
So does that mean you have to kind of focus on it for a day, basically?
Yeah. I'll upgrade
You're
it
just gonna
later.
straight up attack them?
Wow.
What do you think they're doing right now?
Okay.
Hmm?
It falls.
How many feet did you say?
Patterson,
It's
fire a
50.
warning shot.
Okay, yeah. If he's firing, I'm firing. I'm trying for my crossbow.
Alright. I'm shooting.
Do you give the order?
Well, I don't think we. Yeah.
So that
All 6 of you, before you make your attacks,
so what?
all 6 of you roll with disadvantage for the goblins, or for the goblins and elves.
With disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's not bad.
I got a nat 1.
18.
Didn't
One.
matter because both rolls were a 5. Oh yeah.
6.
Then-
Wasted a nat 20 on that.
Hold on. All right, hold on. Let's do that again. So, one more.
18.
One.
6.
5.
9.
7.
One of them hits, which yours hits. So you hit. So they shoot one of those because even with the bonuses, none of those were gonna. Actually, hold on. I don't think they're more than the elves might be. Hold on. Let me just see if I've got my stats here.
My roll was for bronze. I don't care about the others.
Okay. Actually, the elves are +4. So who had the 9? Was there a 9? So that one hits and yours hits. Everybody else misses. Basically the goblins are +3. The elves are +4 on this particular check. So the damage for those crossbows as they fire at these is a D8 +1 piercing. So yeah, roll your D8 and add 1. Pencil.
6 total.
6 total damage. Cool.
9.
All right, we haven't gotten to where I need to pull anything else out. You said 9 damage. You rolled an 8. Nice. Okay, so what are we at? I can do math. And his was 6, right?
So you want them to roll lowest.
Okay.
There are
All right. So with that, okay, so that's you guys have initiated contact. with those. And at this distance, because of the nature, like you guys have very little sound input compared to like the material plane. Like I said, there aren't birds, there's not like breeze. Basically, all you hear is the roar of the fire and wind elementals. You can actually almost hear Groth like whispering, you just can't understand it. So when those two bolts hit, it takes a second, but you hear the echo of a thud and a screech from these spiders. Okay, and that seems to rile them up, and they're close enough now that you can see that there are 8 phase spiders roaming around this large egg sac.
Babies are full grown.
Nature check or perception check.
Can I join on that?
Can I join?
2 of you can do this. So actually 3, because that's fine. That's fine. No more than half the party on when we start getting into this kind of stuff. Because I don't want it to be like a chain reaction thing. Right?
Nature?
I thought you said that's what you were doing.
Well, yeah. But
Yeah.
I was just clarifying. 21.
Okay, cool.
I chose for perception because you did say both.
Yeah, I did.
11.
Okay.
Just don't count me.
You're like, why aren't they working?
I'm like this. I'm like I'm like, it's that way, right?
So for perception, you were seeing them fairly well, and so as you're looking, you're not getting much more, just that they're riled. It's harder to tell like distinction on what she asked specifically. So for nature, what you're seeing, you can see that it's almost like your understanding of how spiders in the real world work in this case. And with the 23, the way they do it is more of a defensive of young situation, or predatory and defensive at the same time. So the ones that you see seem to be like the mature ones. If there are babies there, you're like, babies are inside, and these ones all on the outside seem to be the same size. So at this distance. Yeah, there's that. Okay, so now who's making an actual attack for themselves? All right. Okay, so if you're making an attack for yourself, it probably has disadvantage, right? But go ahead and roll your attacks. What do you got?
Can I cast a spell?
Is it within range?
It's within
300 works? Yeah, what do you got?
Ice Storm.
Okay, describe the spell for us.
A hail of rock and ice pounds the ground in a 20-foot radius. 400-foot high cylinder centered at the point within range.
Nice.
Each creature in the cylinder must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes it is 3d8 bludgeoning damage and a 4. Oh wait, no, hold up. Let me calculate the damage after.
Yeah, tell me.
And 4d6 cold damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
Okay, and you said the size of it was what again?
20-foot radius by 40 feet.
So 20 by 40 cylinder.
Yeah, cylinder, yeah.
Radius. Okay, so 40, 40.
So 40 by 40.
I got it,
yeah.
okay.
That hit all of them?
No. The egg sac's pretty big. Oh, no, I said it was about the same size as the ship, didn't I?
Yeah. So that's 40 feet.
It helps you have
And the spider's on the outside of the because they're not on the
Yeah, so I think it doesn't hit all of them, it hits half of them.
Okay.
So, and do they make a dex save or anything?
They make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. You 4 roll d20s for their dex save.
How many? Just one each?
I think 1 each. Yeah.
And then it's
12.
12.
13.
That's only if you
16.
outcast it. But you're
wasting all my
fourth level or
dice.
I
Honestly.
got a nat 20 on
I
my
should have
damage
used
roll.
my
For my
personal dice before I
disadvantage.
rolled it. I should have just had the
Yeah, you could have done that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's allowed. Yeah, absolutely.
Portent dice or
Okay, what's your DC?
16.
Her DC is 16. Was that just the one? That's just what you got? Everybody else failed?
yeah,
13
16.
plus whatever.
Well, and then yeah.
Oh. Their dex is +2. Let me just make sure.
Saves?
Say again?
Are they proficient in saves?
No, just stealth.
Oh, they also have single saving throw proficiency.
They have skills of stealth, but that's all I'm seeing here. So yeah, so their dex is +2. We're going with that. So yours dodges, the other 3 don't. So with that, roll your damage. Does it say they take half?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and was it 3d8 or 3d6?
2d8 and 4d6.
It's a cold and bludgeoning.
Okay, cold and
Yeah.
bludgeoning. Okay, and do they have resistances to those? No, they do not.
4 plus 7, so 11 bludgeoning,
Okay.
and
You
then
want some more damage?
Oh yeah, there we go.
yay.
So roll all 4.
But your character
11 plus 2 10 cold damage.
All right, so 21 total damage, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And so.
This one, 8,
And then half damage.
1,
because
oh no.
of
Okay.
the succeeded, so-
Oh yeah.
Natural brain rot.
Okay. So we said 21 total.
Yes.
The rubble looks very unstable.
And it is now a difficult terrain as well.
Yes.
And it stays, right?
Yeah. Hailstorm,
It's concentration?
storms,
Just for
storms.
the until the end of her next turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was
11. Okay, so it's not concentration. It's just, it kind of stays for the end of her next turn. You said, okay, cool. Okay, it's hard to see within that storm what the true effect was because at this distance. Okay, and then you were gonna do something.
Yes, I got an 8 plus 8, 16.
And what are you using to attack with? Okay, so with a short bow, a 16 hits. So roll your damage, and roll it. Okay, and then
5 damage.
roll a d8 to determine which one it hits by my calculations.
1,
So a total of how many damage?
5.
Okay, so it's almost like so you shoot at the same time that she goes to cast her spell, and your arrow strikes as her what was it called again?
Ice storm.
As her ice storm. So this hail you see pound this creature, and you know that combined that thing has been smushed to like it's like it is gone. So cool. That one down. All right, and then what were you doing?
After kill him.
Okay, so
I rolled a 19 hit.
that hits. Do you get critical hits or anything at 19?
No.
Okay, just checking.
That's different kind of fight.
Just checking. Okay.
That battle last was a bit
I'm sorry, that was not a 19. That was 23 hit. Not that it
That's
changed
fine.
anything.
What's the damage?
10 piercing damage.
Okay, roll a d8 to see which one. That's gonna move. Okay. So cool. The new one, because the first one died. Cool. All right. That's that. Let's do Ben and Garen roll a d20 for Groth and the spiders traveling.
Who's the spiders?
You are. Oh, the right side is always in my head to me.
16.
Okay, spiders win on that one. Actually, it ends up being 15 to 16, so it's real close. It feels like they stay the same, so that's not terrible. But they're still within firing distance. With that, and I haven't done a full initiative roll because at this point we're at a distance that it doesn't matter as much. So when they close for it to, and it feels like it's getting, yeah. So there's that. So,
Stand on the ground and start shooting, 'cause I can't hit them. I'm kind of useless.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, if we are gonna attack them, we should just let them get closer.
Are any of you opposed to this idea?
Nope.
Let's get it started.
all right. So does somebody shout at Groth to hold?
Oh, we're gonna face him here.
And
Okay.
Aren't you up there? You can probably just be like.
Oh yeah, I'm right next to him.
Okay. Cool.
We're shouting this conversation.
Art. You sure? You positive you want to do this? You guys ready for this?
Ready on the lever, dude.
All right, all right. Knock it off, guys. Just stay. All right.
Battle mode.
So you will get. Okay, so here's what will happen. So
Y'all go first.
I still haven't.
they were 260. So basically, what's going to happen is they're gonna when they stop, it that whole process of them slowing down and the spider sack meteor continuing to travel toward you is they gain 100 feet that turn in that round, and so they are now 160 feet away. 160 feet away.
That's like 10 feet out of range.
What do you need? Is it? We can say 150. I'm fine with that. Like if you stretch, we'll say if you stretch, it's 150. So if you go to the far end.
Yeah, I just have to jump off the ship a little bit.
Hold me.
Her hand and like I
I have a potion of flight.
I don't trust that.
It affects our unknown track.
Do you go to grab it?
Do I get my A?
Yes or no?
I did not
Yeah.
get mail
Gives
pattern.
you 10 foot flying speed. I hate to be disappointed.
10 feet?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
What is it?
It gives you a 10-foot flying speed.
It's better than nothing. At least you won't
I mean,
fall.
yeah.
As if it's a flying speed.
So 10 feet in normal material, that's interesting. Okay. So you're like, I took it, but I'm not going to use it. All right. You're like, maybe it'll come in handy if I fall overboard. Okay. So, all right. So call it 150 feet if you stretch. Does anybody want to do anything at 150 feet? Or are you at 120?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, not quite there yet.
I'm gonna shoot another bolt. And as a bonus action, then use fighting spirit.
You're going to what?
Use fighting spirit.
Okay. What does that do?
That gives me advantage on all my attacks on this turn,
Okay.
as well as getting 10.
Okay, so you do that before you fire the bolt?
Yes.
Just clarifying. Okay. And then does anyone want to, if you're readying an action, let me know here in a minute.
Crossbow rules. Extra attack. I use a second extra attack to reload my crossbow.
Yeah, I don't usually worry about the reloading thing. Yeah.
I just want to be sure.
Does anyone have a problem with that?
Not at all.
Okay. You're like, of course. I wanted to make sure someone else didn't think that was like stacking the deck for him or anything. All right.
I no longer have disadvantage, basically.
Because of the advantage, right? And so, yeah.
So 2 straight rolls.
We're saying, and so the idea of you being, okay, the reason, my logic, in case anyone wants to know, my logic on why you don't have to worry about reloading is because becoming proficient in that at the level that you are is why you're fast enough to do, right? You've seen those archery videos, you know.
It's just needlessly tedious.
Yes, also that.
I
So, yeah.
do not want to have to deal with these reloading.
Did you reload? No, yeah, go ahead.
That's so boring.
18 for the first shot.
Hits.
That's a natural 19 for the second.
Okay. So both of them hit. Roll your damage, and I'm going to roll the d8s just because it's a little faster.
Alright, go for it.
All right. And I lost my pencil, which is not faster.
That is 11
There it is.
damage for the first shot.
Okay.
And that is 14 for the second.
Okay. 11 for the first. You strike one with your crossbow bolts, and it, as you strike it, it bursts into, lightning bursts from it in about 10 feet. Whoops, that wasn't what I meant to do. Whack that. So yeah, lightning bursts from it, and it dies. Okay. As they crawl around this thing, there was a total of 8. You've killed 2. What was the what was the damage on the second one?
The second one was 14. Yes, 14.
Okay, and that one dies too. Cool.
Who's getting kills now, huh?
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay, so
Okay,
so with that, I'm going to come back to the rest of you who I should have done initiative this round, frankly. Well, here's what you see. Either way, it's not going to put them in striking distance. 3 of them managed to create some sort of webbed lightning that, if you've ever seen the end of the movie Charlotte's Web, when all the baby spiders create the little parachutes, they create webbed lightning that allows them to travel as if they're being pulled. And these 3 travel 60 feet that way. So those are now 100 feet away.
blasting distance, guys.
You know it.
Okay, so with that,
Yeah.
I think Max, you technically had stuff in range that you could do first. So right?
Yeah, my bow. How far away are they?
They were, so you have 1 and then the whole sack that's 160 feet, and then you have 3 floating towards you. Actually, you have 2. 3 floating towards you at 100 feet, 2 further away. So.
I'm just gonna ready action. And
Okay.
shoot at this man.
All right, cool. Everybody else?
I'm gonna cast haste on him.
Okay.
Time for an Eldritch Blast.
That's what I'm thinking too. It is also Eldritch Blasting.
What does haste do again?
You get an extra action plus 2 AC and advantage on dex saves.
An extra action?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
All right. What are we doing?
Alright.
Alright.
Well, I do have one question. When it comes to like cantrips specifically, would that proc extra attack or
No,
it
but
doesn't, right?
What was the question? What was the question again?
Does extra like spells don't proc extra attack, right?
they do not, but they do get upgraded as you level up. Like you get 2 Eldritch Blast of these.
Oh yeah, wait. Oh yeah, no, I am I forgot about that.
Yeah, cantrips don't proc.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm understanding the word you're using. Proc? What?
So basically, extra attack, you can attack twice with the weapon.
Right. That's usually it's usually melee or it's not usually spells that way. So extra action, yes.
Yeah. It's just video game legal.
Okay. So how's that spelled? Just so I'm like not hearing.
ROC. It does it trigger it?
I know, but now as a like linguistics and writing, I'm like I want to know the language deeper. So I'm like anyways, I'll go look it up. Sorry.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's what I'm like. I'm trying to figure out what it connects to. Anyways, I'll look it up. We're good.
Provoke? Provoke is the closest word I can think.
Yes,
Maybe?
that's it. I think
How
it's
did
the short
provoke
version
become
of
proc?
I'll look at it. It's okay. So no, spells are usually like the whole action rather than extra attack, which is even if it's ranged, it's still that's different.
Alright, so I'm going to toss you
Oh, I had these for the spiders. Sorry.
I drew mine level.
I like yours better. If anybody, we can treat. Hold on. We'll do the cluster of them all the way over here.
I looked
As the
over and I was like,
No, I know.
where are all
It's because I've got the spiders here, and I got these because I knew I was going to use 8, but it was so far away I didn't think it was relevant yet. So, but I love yours better. So if we want to do it, if we're going to do it right, these ones are 100 feet away.
Okay.
And these guys are 160, and that's like the ball
We're like
plus 2.
100 feet to put us like
So that's what it
way
originally
back
came
at the
from.
other side.
So like basically
Because this is
like
110, I think.
So yeah, put it right on the edge, basically.
I think
And that's you guys like on the side of the ship.
I think the use of the word has evolved from its
Yeah, I'm curious. It's fun things. All right.
So yeah, basically it means does it trick?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Here farther away.
Sorry, I don't like. It's a wonderful thing. I just didn't have that piece of language, so I can speak a variety of other languages. Not that one. It's not that specific word. Oh, because he's to make it accurate, turn it flat. He's only 10 feet up. Yeah, there it is. There we go. If he's up where Groth and everything are. All right, cool. You're doing Eldritch Blast, and at level 10, it's how many?
It is. Oh, it's level 10.
So am I.
It is. Well, it's only 2 beams still.
Okay, cool. Pew pew. And your attack rolls are.
Oh wow, okay, so that's 14. Yeah.
That hits.
14 total, and then. Oh wow. Okay, that was 21 total.
Mm-hmm. Damage.
Do you have Eldritch Invocations?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
7 and 6.
That's how many hit points they've lost. Who knows how many they started with?
And then, oh yeah, I do have that extra action on base, so
Mhm.
we'll go for it again.
Rinse and repeat.
Yep, so that is.
You can also
Oh yeah, that is true.
Wait,
I'll
would
do-
action
so
surge
that's
and
11
haste
for
combine?
the 11 total for the first one, and then oh wow, okay, that one
just gives him a third action.
So the 11 doesn't hit.
and then 26 total for the other one.
All right, what's your damage on that one? And were you targeting different creatures or just one?
6. I think I have to.
Yeah, you can choose as many as you want.
I guess I'll just target the same one.
With all of those?
Just for the second.
Okay. What was the damage on the second one?
6.
All right. Cool. We're gonna action search.
I'll let them get.
Okay, cool.
some hits in.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
I don't have agonizing.
Wait,
one.
how
I
much
took,
do you have?
You can take
Say again?
agonizing.
They're 100 feet away.
They're 100 feet
You
away.
have your charisma
Agonizing.
modifier.
It's like a
Your
level
turn.
8 you're doing.
Yeah, especially if we're gonna be using.
If you're going
I also
I
said
want
tunnel
to plus
was
as
good.
well.
Okay.
I got a
weapon.
4.
See, that is
I got a 4.
24
Hits.
Because it's an investigation minus
and
1.
20.
Both hit. Roll your damage.
It would be crazy. Where's my
He seems perfectly fine.
My character is very proud of his haste. He's just like, see.
But it's only improving him.
see, that'll be 9
I love this my warrior character style.
and
Don't get me wrong, I'm not
13.
dissing on magic. But
13
like,
damage?
it's
Yeah.
not neat. It's just
13. Okay.
and that's proof.
Wait, you did split or you put it on one? I split it without thinking.
That's what it is.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. So that's your Eldritch Blast. Cool. Go ahead.
How do you guys?
This is a range of 120.
Yes.
Wonderful. Yeah, go for it.
Yay, okay. How do I do this?
So this is an attack roll.
I'm not a spell person.
So you really get plus it.
I can't spell. Wait, that's different. That's different. Hold on.
Does that count? I'm gonna type that.
Yeah, go for it.
As long as 18 hits.
Yay. Okay. So 46.
Because it's a ranged attack. They don't make a they don't make a dexterity save or something.
Yeah.
Here's one.
Okay. What am I thinking? Sacred Flame? Yeah, Sacred Flame.
Sorry, Lisa, sorry.
My bar would be.
Well,
I need to bring more d6s.
I know.
Oh, and
I should just bring my whole.
here. I do have these for the
Oh, perfect. Okay, wait. 6, that's 10. 14.
CJ likes to leave these around, and every now and then I find a new one.
So,
14.
14 damage, radiant damage, you
and then
said?
the next attack against that specific creature has advantage.
Okay, and which of the three? Are you firing at either of the two they've already fired at?
Yeah, can I do this one?
Yeah, and how many was it again?
14.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you could do a strength check.
Alrighty. So, with that, did anyone have any? Okay, so let's do an actual initiative round. So let's roll initiative now. Now we're close enough for it to matter. We're gonna do 2 sets for the spiders.
I'm using my portent dice on this, so I have 20.
You could try doing damage.
Oh, the 19 plus.
Yeah.
You only have a +1 to Dex, or?
Yeah.
Okay, just a second. What? Who?
Said give one of the
You could give the spiders 1,
Yeah.
Actually, I'd say save it.
but she already put her. She wants to go fast herself.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to go
You want to
first.
use the
I
roll
got a
yourself?
21.
No, I use the 19 on myself.
Okay.
I want to go fast.
Okay, you win this time. Alright.
I heard 21, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I have advantage from weapon of warning.
Okay.
Your advantage
16.
is concerning.
Okay.
Apparently the
Well, you
concern.
would advantage on
What are our other? What was yours?
18.
Okay.
That's the guy you got him?